Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem exclusively on YouTube.com and StreamYard.com. It's Golem F. Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyo and Dee Dee Woodson. We're awaiting Michael Bullock's arrival. Um, we're just going to dive right in. We got a long uh, thing for tonight, so we're just going to start it off. Come in. So we started off tonight with Pac versus Trent one-on-one. Pac wins the match, winning the match in 13 minutes and 38 seconds. And to me, this was a very good way to start off the show tonight for AEW. Solid matchup, solid battle. You could easily call this three star, like almost three and a quarter stars. Really good performance by both men. And you got to give where credit's due. Trent Beretta looked really good in singles competition. He had Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy with him. Pac once again continuing his winning ways. So nothing more to say. Anthony Floyo, come on in. This was a really good victory, but Trent Beretta, very impressive in a losing effort, though.
Absolutely. The outcome was never in doubt, but um, anyways, I don't know what was supposed to happen there, but the ref has to finish the 3 count there, no matter what he thinks the finish is supposed to be. That looked terrible. On another note, why is Trent lasting that long with Pac? Trent is portrayed as a comedy mid-card tag team act. Pac is a top-level, intense son of a gun in a top singles match on Saturday. I don't agree with the notion that a good 14-minute match is better than a more one-sided 8-minute match because there's a larger story AEW is telling, and a good evenly fought 14-minute match doesn't always make sense for the two wrestlers in different places on the card. That said, it was a really good match, and the crowd is insanely into this product. It's such a refreshing contrast to the disintegration of goodwill and enthusiasm fans have with WWE right now, even those attending live events. So, about a solid, what did you say, MF? 3.5?
Three and three quarters. That's what I say.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm going to give that about 3.5 to 3.75 as well. Very good way to start off the night. So, nothing more to say. Dee Dee, what's in your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll agree about 3.5 stars. It was a very, very good and very hot opener. Great. Great response from the crowd. Right person won in the end, which we pretty much kind of knew it was going to. And it still made Trent look good in the end, even though he lost. So, yeah, AEW definitely came out, all fist going through the first punch, good, and just had a really good opener. So, not much more I'm going to say. It's yours, Fletch.
All right, guys, we got to get into this. This was talked about all night tonight. It didn't matter where you were. You heard about this one. Cody Rhodes cuts a promo, interviewed by Tony Schiavone in the ring. Anthony Florio, Derek Ferreira basically said it's one of the best promos he's ever heard. He's calling it promo of the year. A couple of my buddies that I know from my little Discord group was saying that it was one of the best promos they've heard in a long time. What is your sentiment about Cody Rhodes leading into the AEW World Title fight at Full Gear this Saturday night?
Tremendous. Just great passion, MF. That's what Cody Rhodes brought here tonight, the fire, the intensity. And he made the announcement. I mean, a lot of us thought he was going to, he wasn't going to be in management anymore. But he said this. He said, if I can't beat Chris Jericho on Saturday night at Full Gear, I will never again challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Get you thinking now. It gets you thinking about who you got winning this match. So we're gonna have to think about that one a little more. But nonetheless, though, you thought Moxley's promo last week was great. This was even better. That's all I can say about that. And you were in Rhodes country. I mean, Charlotte, North Carolina, formerly the Independence Arena. That housed the 1993 Starrcade pay-per-view. I talked about it where Tony Schiavone and Cody Rhodes were in that limousine last week. I was having flashbacks to when Mean Gene Okerlund, the late great Mean Gene Okerlund, and Ric Flair were in that limo prior to Starrcade 93 on their way to the arena that night. And I only wish we could have had that limo moment on this show. That would have made it even better. But I mean, there is a lot of history with Tony Schiavone and the Rhodes family dating back to Tony's days in the old NWA and WCW with Dusty and all them. But boy, howdy, I got to tell you, we usually complain about long windbag talking segments, but I'll tell you what, this was without question the best one I've seen. I mean, I honestly cannot rip it in any way. I cannot, do my heel shtick on this one. So, yeah, that was, wow. That's all I can say. I can't even put a word on it. Like Mauro Ranallo once said during a takeover, there are no words. So all I can say is that was the promo of the year. Well done. That was even better than Moxley's. I did not think it could get any better than Moxley's. Well, guess what? It did. Well done. And I heard this match is going to have a 1-hour time limit. That's what I'm also hearing. The Rhodes and Jericho title match. And I also heard that judges are going to be at ringside if the match goes the distance. So read into that what you will. So nothing more to say. Didi Woodson, wow. What a promo. Tremendous, great passion. Well done.
Very good promo. Yeah. One of the best, I guess you could say, baby face promos that Cody's ever done. Definitely a great go home, preparation promo for the match. Very well done. I have nothing bad to say about it. I mean, this needed to be done the way it was done after everything that Inner Circle has done to the Elite so far, and especially Jericho to Cody. So yeah, nothing negative to say. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, agreed. This was as good as you could have done it, and there was really nothing more to say. I mean, promo of the year, it definitely is up there. I don't know if it was the promo of the year, but let me tell you, this was really well done, really scripted very well, and you could tell the power of the writing from AEW to WWE. They are definitely more passionate. They're definitely more aware. And the thing is, you don't see them being bogged down by structure. They just let it go. They're more free-flowing on AEW than they are in WWE. And I think that's the one thing that makes AEW better than WWE when it comes to promo, because they let them say whatever they want to say. They let them push the envelope if they want to push the envelope. But as passionate, as fiery as Cody Rhodes was, and he did a great job with it, no doubt about it, he did a great job. The question now becomes, was it all for naught? Because remember, he put everything on the line. If he does not walk away out of full gear with the AEW World Title on Saturday, he will not have another shot at the title. Now, does that mean, is it just as long as Chris Jericho's the champion, or that's it? He's never getting another shot at the belt again. We got to read a lot more into the tea leaves before we figure out one way or another. Oh, by the way, Florio, you got 48 hours to make your mind up, because on Friday night on Cerebral Smack Talk, we will have a AEW Full Gear preview on that show. So I'm putting the gun up to the head on you. You got 48 hours to make your decision on Jericho or Cody on that match. With that said, the next fight of the night we got is Private Party versus the Dark Order. And it was Private Party winning the match in 11 minutes and 26 seconds. Dee Woodson, it is all yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it about 3 stars. I mean, it was a good match. The right winners won in this, and it should lead to a really, really fun, really good pay-per-view match. So I don't really have a whole lot to say on this. I mean, AEW really is doing very well this week with how they've started out the show. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, solid fight. I could say another 3-star fight, no doubt about it. Just very good for what it's worth. But okay, I hate to do it. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm not feeling Dark Order. Sorry, I'm not. I think they're a good team. I think they might be all right. I just feel them like enhancement talent. There's nothing about them that screams anything relevant or as good in AEW. Private Party does. Lucha, the Lucha Brothers do. I could say the Best Friends do. SCU does. Private Party just seems like an enhancement talent to me. They have done nothing in my mind to make me want to be enjoyed with any of the things that they've done up to this point. Straight shot, nothing to say. Florio, go.
Rating?
About 3 stars.
Yeah, 3 stars as well. Solid match, and you know what, MF? I'm right there with you. I actually agree. I'm not feeling Dark Order myself either. I thought I was going to be the only one on that ride, but no. I'm glad MF feels the same way I do. So, they're just so. Private Party, they're fun. They remind me of the Street Profits. But these other guys, no. Sorry. Move on.
All right, here we go. Tag team women's match after that. We got Shayna and the AEW Women's World Champion Ryu. They go up against Emi Saraka and Jamie Hayter. When it was all said and done, the winners of the bout in 13 minutes and 35 seconds was Emma Saraka and Jamie Hayter. They get the win, and it was actually once it got in, it was actually Saraka getting the pin on Shima to win the match. So I mean, solid match, good fight. Ryu's looking great, but okay, I hate to say this, but if you're talking about the women's division, AEW to WWE to even NXT, AEW is weak. They're weak beyond belief. Look, don't get me wrong. I love some of the people that they got. Ryu's a great champion, but there's something missing. There's something missing. I don't feel anything about her. Dr. Britt Baker's good. Allie is fine. I mean, they're going to need a shot in the arm. They need a shot in the arm. This is where Tessa Blanchard would bring in the shot in the arm. But she's right now under Impact control right now. And as far as I know, she's still with Impact. So, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's solid, but there's nothing to write home about here. 2.5 stars. Florio, go.
And MF, you know what I've been saying all along. I've been saying that the women's matches have been so-so. They've been ho-hum. and MF is making my point for me. I mean, that's exactly what it was here. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm loving that Shayna girl. I like her. I think she's not just her beauty, but also her ability. I mean, I think she's a future star in the making. But yeah, when it comes to the women's division, NXT and WWE are far better than AEW. I mean, some of the talent are good, like MF said. You know, Riho. You know, I mean, how can you not fall in love with her? She's so cute and adorable. Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. I mean, that's a future champion as well. You got Brandy and Kong, which Awesome Kong is there. So, and I agree. I mean, about Tessa Blanchard, but Tessa Blanchard, she's in Impact Wrestling, and I got a feeling they're doing something really, really big with her. If you haven't been watching Impact Wrestling lately, I mean, who knows? The sky could be the ultimate limit. She could end up really breaking a glass ceiling, if you get my drift. So, but that's, for when I talk about Impact Wrestling on my Tony's Take on Ridiculously Raw on Monday nights. But anyways, 2.5 stars. That's about right, MF. I mean, you nailed it on the head. Another so-so women's match. I mean, the only women's match, well, only 2 women's matches. The one that Shayna was in last week, that was really good. But the best one I've seen was the one where Riho became the inaugural champion against Nyla Rose. That was the only really good women's match I've seen in AEW. So, Saturday night, I believe we have Riho defending against Sakara. So, we'll see how that goes. So, 2.5 stars. MF is right. So, Didi Woodson, let's get it to you.
Yeah, I can agree with the rating. Yeah, the ladies on AEW, they do need a little more star power behind them. Everybody knows Riho, I think, looks like one of those little anime girls, or a little China doll. I mean, she's just cute. But yeah, this was. I mean, it was good for leading up to the pay-per-view, storyline wise. But yeah, it just needs a little. They just need a little more with the ladies. Bring Brandy in more. Bring Awesome Kong in. Bring in some of the bigger names they have on the roster into the show and let them kind of help push the buttons to get that ladies division up a little bit higher, because right now, yeah, NXT's ladies are a lot better than AEW, although you do have some really good talent, like you said, with Britt Baker and Riho and a couple of others. So yeah, I mean, we just need to fine tune it over there a little bit more. So other than that, not much else I'm going to say. It's yours, Fletch.
All right, then we do have unfortunately a cutout in my mind. Shawn Spears goes 1-on-1 with Brandon Cutter. And when it was all said and done, Shawn Spears wins the match. 3 minutes, 27 seconds. I mean, all right. Nice win for Shawn Spears. No doubt about it. I'm just... This is one of the downers of the night. I'm going to say it. AEW has some good stuff. This is one I could care less about. I'm not a fan of Brandon Cutler. I'm not a fan of Shawn Spears. They feel one-dimensional to me. And with that said, we're just going to dive right into the main event. I'm not even going to waste our time. It was Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. And when it was all said and done, winners of the bout in 14 minutes and 7 seconds was Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. The inner circle stuck their nose where it didn't belong. Let's say that. Nothing more to say. So much chaos broke out in this one. Florio, it's yours.
this was the fight of the night right here, MF. This was 3.5 to 4. And then all the chaos that breaks out. One hell of an ending to set up a bunch of pay-per-view matches in one wild segment, really effective. And Jon Moxley shows up, barbed wire baseball bat with Kenny Omega. The Young Bucks come out. Santana and Ortiz show up. Young Bucks, I mean, Matt Jackson stood on the entrance tunnel and flip dove onto a crowd of wrestlers brawling below on the stage. He took out a cameraman as well. Very loud Holy Bleep chant breaks out. And they close with the Elite on the stage yelling down at the Inner Circle. They charged and brawled again. So get ready for Saturday night at the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore. It is going to be one hell of a show. I cannot wait. So really nothing more to say on this. MF, I'm going to have to give it to you because Dee Dee said she was stepping out. So BRB.
All right. Yeah, I could give this 3.5 stars, no doubt about it. Good, solid main event fight. I don't know. I'm not as high on the interference or the chaos at the end. Kind of very cliche-ish, unfortunately. I don't know. We see this all the time now on AEW, and you can only do that so much before it kind of gets repetitive. And I don't know. I kind of felt like it's getting repetitive. And I mean, yes, fine, good, but I don't know. I'm not really. I could care less about it. I'm sorry. I'm not as high as you are, Florio, about it. Dee Dee, are you back in, love, or are you still? I guess she's still out, so she's still on the BRB. So, Florio, why don't you go ahead? Why don't you give me your overall review of AEW tonight?
7.5. I think it's the best rating for this. Solid action. Not really overly spectacular, but there was some good action here. Main event, I felt, was the fight of the night. All the matches were solid to good. We had that one cutout match. Rhodes promo, easily the highlight of this show tonight. Go out of your way. I'm serious. Go out of your way to see this Cody promo. That was insane. And that's all I can say on that. So for me, I think it's 7 to 7.5 for me. I don't know about you, MF.
I could give this about 7. I'm not gonna write anything too big home about. This was this was good, not bad. There's really nothing more. And all right, so we jump right into NXT, and well, just when you thought it was safe, what did I tell you? I hope NXT security locked the doors, because if they didn't, something bad was about to happen to them. Well, the Undisputed Era making their way into Full Sail, the OC showed up and jumped them. That's right. AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson showed up and jumped the entire Undisputed Era. Payback's a bitch, is what I say. And they got jumped. Monday Night Raw shows up and emphatically lays out basically the top guns of NXT. You don't think for 1 second that Raw was not going to get payback for what happened this past week? Well, next thing you know, the OC showed up, Ciampa showed up, Keith Lee showed up, Matt Riddle showed up, and, well, oh my. Oh, this got interesting. Oh my goodness. What a way to jump off NXT. This was amazing. I think it was, you cannot have written a better start for the show than this. Anthony Florio, holy freaking crap.
I only wish Bullock was here so I could rub his nose in this. I mean, the Mr. NXT bandwagoner all of a sudden. So I still don't have any idea where that came from. But, hey, Mr. Bullock wanted a war. Well, guess what, buddy? You got one. That's all I can say on that, Mr. Bandwagon. So we just showed you, the OC showed you, we do it raw, and that's how we do it. And the takeout, the undisputed era, yeah, that is a great way to start it off. And great jump off here. And I mean, we had a feeling something was going to happen, and it did. It was Monday Night Raw who strikes, AJ Styles and the Good Brothers, the best tag team in the world. Yes, sir. That's how you start it off. So, like I said, I only wish Bullock was here because if he was, I would have rubbed his nose in it and then some. So, ha ha ha. That's all I can say on that. Payback, Raw style. So, I don't think I need to go any more ridiculously raw on this. So MF, we got some catching up to do for Dee Dee. She's back in.
All right, Dee Dee, we're gonna go very quick. I think the only thing you just got to cover is the main event for AEW, which was Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, and Guevara and Jericho got the victory. So it's all yours.
Yeah, this is a really good main event. Definitely the fight of the night. I'll go about 3.5 to 3 3/4. And the post-match stuff, I mean, that just really, they just went crazy. I mean, all hell broke loose as everybody from the Elite came out. Moxley came out. Everybody from Inner Circle came out. I mean, it was just total chaos. So, definitely very well done. Definitely good selling points for the pay-per-view. So nothing else I have to say there.
All right, and all I just need from you is your overall review.
I'll do about 7.5 to almost 8 stars. It was a very, very good show for All Elite. I mean, they only had the one, the one cutout, and then the kind of a little bit of a low point with the girls. But other than that, I mean, it was a really good show.
All right, and what did you have your feeling about the opening for NXT?
Very good opening segment. Definitely setting up for Survivor Series, and very well done. Having Raw retaliate. I'd like to have seen a little bit more from them. Maybe even throw some SmackDown in there since they did attack SmackDown first. But it is what it is. OC's out there, and without giving away the ending, I think they made the best choice on who to from Raw to invade. So not much more I have to say about it. It's yours.
All right, and now we are all caught up. And Anthony, you lead off on this one. Damian Priest one-on-one with Pete Dunne. And when it was all said and done, Pete Dunne wins the match. 10 minutes and 25 seconds. Florio, we saw that one fight before, and it was epic. Did the sequel top the original?
I don't know. I mean, it was right there. This was 3.5 to 4. The only problem is literally half of that match was during a commercial break. Hard to believe they couldn't pull that one off with just one break. What we got was good, though it simply served to continue the feud, as well as the Killian Dane and Pete Dunne feud as well. So, but yes, it's a Pete Dunne match, so you know what I did. I cringed a lot, so you know me, because you know what he does. I went on that epic freak out on this program some time ago, and I'm not going to rehash that. So, but no, good match here. it was. I mean, you had a feeling they were going to give Dunn the win back. So I'm sure a rubber match is probably going to get booked at the earliest possible date. We don't know when that date is, but we'll wait and see. So 3.5. No, I'm just going to give it a solid 3.5. That's really all I can do because of that commercial. So, but that's all I can do. So, Dee Dee, what's in your thoughts?
Yeah, it was. I'll say it's an okay match. I mean, it wasn't the best in the world. Definitely not as great as last meeting. I'm not a big Pete Dunne fan either, so definitely could argue about the commercial break that they did on there. So I'm going to give it probably about 3 stars. Nice opener, but it is what it is. It could have been better. I'd cringe on repeat matches anyway because they run them in the ground. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This was a 3-star fight. No, definitely, without a doubt. And this was as a solid match that you can get, to say the very least. And yeah, this was as good as you could have expected, good as it could be have written. And well, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. So, next up on this fight card, this is probably going to be the lone cutout of the night, but it was a debut. Santana Garrett finally makes her debut on NXT. She goes up against Tayana, and when it was all said and done, Tayana gets a big victory over Santana Garrett, 4 minutes and 8 seconds. We're not going to get into that because we're going to get into this one. This was actually an interesting matchup, as it was NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler one-on-one with Dakota Kai, non-title match. Shayna Baszler wins the match in 7 minutes and 53 seconds. Then all hell breaks loose in this one. A pure brawl breaks out, but the final member of the War Game squad has been revealed, and Anthony, you are correct. It is Mia Yim. She showed up with a kendo stick, equalizer to come out, clear the ring out, and she is indeed possibly the final member for the team for the upcoming NXT Women War Games match. Dee Dee Woodson, you lead off. Oh my God. Talk about chaos.
Very much so. This was definitely a lot of chaos after the match. The match was very well done. Compared to the AEW ladies match we had, this one was definitely, hands down a lot better. I'm going to go 3.5, 3/4 stars for the match. Very well done between the two ladies. But yeah, I mean, in the end, we got to find out who is the final member on Team Ripley, and no surprise for it being Mia. She went out there. She definitely took care of business. She definitely took out Team Shayna, and very, very well done. I mean, I'm not surprised she came out with the kendo stick. You have to have an equalizer sometimes, and she did a great job. And they definitely set up the War Games match. So yeah, I mean, I'm very excited to see the War Games match now after all this. But yeah, the match was very well done. The after match, I mean, you could almost give that a star itself. I mean, that was just awesome to see. The ladies having their moment. So. Not much more I'm going to say. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You hit the nail right on the head. This was a great way to do it. Great, good match. Solid 3 there. but the War Games, you know what? It just got even better. I mean, Mia Yim is a warrior. She's a fighter. She's the only logical choice to be added into a chaotic scene like this. This was as good as you could have done it. Well done. Great storyline progression here, which is something we don't talk about a lot when it comes to NXT. This is normally the staple of SmackDown, but oh man, this was incredible. Nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
3 stars for the match. As far as everything else, the post match, that was 5-star craziness, just like we had a week ago. Although what happened a week ago was a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, all the hell breaks loose. Dakota Kai, she hung with Shayna Baszler for the most part, but in the end, the Queen of Spades just too much, and then all the War Games crew come out, and then afterwards, what had happened was Team Ripley needed one more member. I guess it's going to be a 4-on-4. I thought maybe it was going to be 5-on-5, but I guess it's going to be 4-on-4. And what happened here? Rhea Ripley, because Mia Yim shows up, and yes, I called this, and Mia Yim gets selected to Team Ripley. Dakota Kai looks dejected. I smell a heel turn for that one. Watch out. That one's turning heel. Watch it. So, hey, I made one bold prediction. I'm going to make another, and that's my next bold prediction right there. Dakota Kai was so hurt and so dejected for getting left off of Team Ripley. Team Baszler has one more spot left. That young lady is going to take it. And I think a heel turn is going to do wonders for Dakota Kai. And in the future, he's going to be a mega star with this heel turn. You watch. So put me on the record for it. So 3 stars for the match, but the post-match, that was 5. Insanity. So nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, how do you follow that?
She let it off.
Oh, she let it off. Okay. So MF, how do you follow it?
By going right into the next fight of the night. That's what I do. Tony Nese versus Angel Garza. The winner will become the number 1 contender for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. The winner of the bout in 9 minutes even. And now the number 1 contender for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship of the world, Angel Garza. Yes, Angel Garza beats Tony Nese. He will now fight Lio Rush next for the title. Good match. Good, solid, fun match. It got the necessary time. 9 minutes, not bad. I'm gonna say another 2.5-star fight. I thought this was really good. I think what both men brought, the 2 hybrid athletes, I liked it. I think it was a very good quality fight, and I enjoyed it. And I look forward to see Garza versus Lio Rush. I think that'll be a very good match, to say the very least. So, yeah, nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Great cruiserweight match up here. This was about 3 to 3.5. Garza is so completely polished for this stage of his career, though this is not strictly a surprise given his family pedigree. His charisma, though, can't really be taught, and he's just got so much presence. And another fresh matchup in the cruiserweight division for the title. Tony Nese already had his run. He had his WrestleMania moment when he beat Buddy Murphy, and he had that good couple of month run with it before dropping in at the Stomping Grounds to Gulak, and then Gulak dropping it to Rush on NXT TV some time ago. And Rush and Garza, that could be a very fun match, and I believe that match is going to take place next week on NXT.
It is.
Oh boy. Oh. Get ready for some fun. That's all I'm going to say on this. So I really don't know what else there is to say. 3.5 to 4. I think that match is going to be 3.5 to 4. This one was about 3.5. So nothing more to say. Didi Woodson, you want to get into this? I know you don't really follow cruiserweights, but you have a quick thought?
Yeah, I'll give it about 3.25. It was good. I think seeing Leo come out on stage at the end to extend the handshake and getting the slap was kind of fun to watch. But and then of course he laughs it off. But yeah, I mean that was a good lead up for the match next week. So yeah, not much more I'm gonna say about it. Good match, I guess. So it's yours, Fletch.
All right, and the next thing that we had was a one-on-one match, as it was Donovan Dijakovic going one-on-one with Isaiah Swerve Scott, and Donovan Dijakovic wins the match in 7 minutes and 17 seconds. Who leads off on this? Is it you, Anthony? Or is it Didi?
That would be me.
All right, then it's all yours, kid.
Yes, sir. It's baffling that Swerve continues to mostly enhance while others from the breakout tournament are doing so well, though there are only so many who can be pushed at once. I thought this might have existed to get Dijakovic into the War Games match, so they may do that at some other point if they want to have Dijakovic do the unthinkable and save Keith Lee. But for the time that was, I'm giving this 3.5 stars. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, this was a fun sprint for the 7+ minutes we got. This was very good action throughout the match. Some great near falls, some great spots. I know it's a short match, but I've seen some reviewers give high marks to short matches. I'm going to join them for this one. This was 3.5 stars for me. Very fun match, even though it was on the short side. So nothing more to say. Didi Woodson, fun sprint for the 7 minutes we got here.
Yeah, it was. It was very fun for that little short time we got. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. Great match. These guys, worked well off of each other. So, not much more I'm going to say about it. It's yours, Fletch.
All right, and I'm gonna go full agreement here. 3.5 stars. Great, very good match. Solid fight. Nothing more to say. Main event, 6-man tag team fight. The OC, AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson representing Monday Night Raw, going up against NXT's Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, and Matt Riddle. Unfortunately, the fight gets thrown out. No contest at 13 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, you jumped them earlier, and unfortunately this time around, it was all about, essentially, I think it was only one member of the Undisputed Era that showed up. I think it was who was it? It was Adam Cole. Adam Cole got involved on this one. So nothing more to say. And Balor. Finn Balor was also in the building too. So nothing more to say. Didi Woodson, it's all yours.
This was definitely, even though it ended in a no contest, this was definitely a good ending to the show. It was another, kind of chaotic ending. Not as much as what the ladies had, but it was still kind of a chaotic ending. And what does Balor do? He does the OC guns. So I have a feeling that we just got the 4th member of the OC. So, this was definitely very well done. Adam Cole staring down Balor after, taking out Ciampa. I mean, this, just a really great match. I'm going to go ahead and rate it as about 3.5 stars, even though it ended in a no contest, because, I mean, there's just a lot went on. And they needed this match to because of all the invasion stuff we've had so far. You had to have this, so even if it ends in a non-contest, it was what had to be done. It was what needed to be done to promote uh, Survivor Series, where you have the three shows fighting each other. So nothing else I have to say. It's yours, Fletch.
I'm totally agreed with Dee Dee Woodson. Normally, we always call that if a fight ends in a no contest, that it's an automatic NA. But this might be one of those cases where we might have to waive that rule and actually give it a rating. And this was an amazing main event. I could go as far as to say 3 3/4 to near 4 stars. That's how good this was. This was fight of the night, no doubt about it, for NXT. And this was a great matchup, great story, and I did not mind seeing the OC there. They looked great. They don't look bad at all in this situation. But guys, look at what we got. Look at the 4 on Undisputed Era, and the heck with the OC. You got the Bullet Club of WWE reunited. The original leader. That you got the 3 original leaders of the Bullet Club. You got Finn Balor. You got Carl Anderson that took over after Balor left. Carl Anderson. And you got AJ Styles when Carl Anderson basically relinquished the power to AJ to be the leader of the Bullet Club in New Japan. So, holy crap. This just got interesting. Undisputed Era versus the True Bullet Club? Oh my God. Dude, do this as Survivor Series. Come on. If you do this is, I don't even know how you labeled this. NXT versus Raw? Possibly? Do it. SmackDown, we'll step back. We won't fight on this one. We'll let you guys take it. Just beat their asses. That's what I say. OC, destroy Undisputed Era. Florio, it's yours.
Yeah, we normally frown upon non-finishes, but here is one of those few times where we're not going to do that. 4 stars. I agree with MF's rating. It would have been higher, but man, I don't even know where to start. I mean, the action was fast-paced and frenetic throughout. Well done. And, man, the thought of, I mean, and I was thinking of that too, MF, when Finn Balor came out. I mean, with Finn Balor, AJ, and the Good Brothers, I would love to see that myself. Do that at the Survivor Series. How would they do it, though? Would it be a traditional Survivor Series elimination match? There has been rumblings that a War Games match might be on Survivor Series. Could this be it? Whoa. You do this. We're talking a match of the year. We're talking a match of the year contender right here. You think of the body of work of all these guys in one match? Oh, MF, you're salivating. I know you are thinking about this. I am too. So, hey, if you want Raw to do the job, we'll do the job. That's all there is to say on that. I mean, I don't think Finn Balor got drafted to a show. I don't think he did.
From what I know right now, Balor is exclusive to NXT. So yes, that's what I know.
Well, if you bring him back to the main roster, bring him back to Monday Night Raw, and then you can have him join up with AJ and the Good Brothers. You do that. Whoa.
Well, no, not necessarily, because remember, it's Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. That means everybody is included.
This is true.
So you don't necessarily need to grab Balor and have him placed on Raw. You could have this as an open type fight and just say, we snatch him to be a member of the OC. You could do that, and you still have the fight happen.
Fair enough. So, but I'm giving this for, as they always used to say back in the day, MF, possibilities are endless. So
absolutely.
So let's simmer down and let's think about this for a while, all right? So 4 stars, fight of the night, everything else, wow. So I know a lot of people are poo-pooing on this because of, I know there are some that are saying that, it's that rah, it's boring rah brand supremacy that has historically led to nothing at all for the winning side. But, that's just what they say. We love this stuff. This is the time of the year we live for. So we'll see. So nothing more to say, MF. Let's move on.
Overall review time. This is as good as it could have gotten, guys. I mean, this is very close, very tight. I gotta give NXT the win this week. I think they won the battle. They won the war. At least in my mind. 8 to 8.5 for me. This was an amazing show. There was only one bad thing about the show, which was the Santana Garrett versus Tayana fight. But other than that, everything was good to great to even incredible. There was not one bad thing on NXT tonight that was to talk about. You got an invasion by Monday Night Raw with the OC. That was perfect, beautifully done. And now the possibilities are endless to me. NXT wins the week. Anthony Florio, 8 out of 10 for me.
Yes, 8 out of 10 as well for me. NXT wins it this time around. I'll be honest. Now, my dilemma. I flip between both shows. That's what I do. And I'll be honest, I watched more of NXT than I did of AEW, but the one AEW thing that I actually did sit through was the Cody Rhodes promo. That, I mean, the minute I saw that and Tony Schiavone, I'm like, okay, I got to hear this. So, and I'm glad I did. So, but yes, NXT gets the win this week. I mean, they only had one bad match, and that was Tainara Conti, former Mae Young Classic standout, if I do say so myself. And Santana Garrett, formerly Brittany of TNA, and I know Matt Ward is a huge fan of hers. Our good friend Matt Ward, a big fan of Santana Garrett, so I'm sure he had the hard eye emoji during that. I know how Ward feels about that one.
Yes,
I've seen his posts, but nonetheless, other than that, everything was great. I mean, I kind of wanted to see more invasion stuff. I know a lot of people would not have liked it, but I kind of wanted to see some more out of that. But hey, at least we had a start, and you started it off with a bang. You started off with the phenomenal one, and the OC from Monday Night Raw invading. And next week, you've got Lio Rush defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Angel Garza. And then you have this interesting women's ladder match with Io Shirai and Mia Yim. And whoever wins that will procure the one-woman advantage for the women's War Games match. So high stakes in both of those matches. Will we get more invasions? Will we get more Raw superstars to show up? Or maybe some of MF SmackDown folks will join. You don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But all I know is no disrespect to AEW or anything. But I think until we get to the Survivor Series, I think NXT is going to be the hot show on Wednesday night. That's just my thought. So 8 maybe 8.5. I think that's the correct rating. MF, you nailed it. So they win the war this week. So, and I think we're going to be saying that a lot more, especially with the Build the Survivor Series for only. I think we have 2 more weeks of this after. So we'll see. Dee Woodson, your overall thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely agree with the rating, and yeah, definitely NXT came out on top this week. Very good show. Um, I think they definitely did a good build up for the pay per view. I would have liked to have seen some retaliation from the ladies because we all know Shayna invaded SmackDown. So yeah, I would have liked to seen the ladies actually getting involved in this invasion as well. But it is what it is. Not much else I'm going to say about it. So good night, guys.
Good night, and we're gonna actually wrap it up. Anthony Florio, as always, tomorrow night is College Football Thursday. I'm gonna save you on doing the hype up. It's gonna be on 10:30 Eastern on his channel. But Anthony, there's only one game that matters more than ever before. And after the announcement of the college football playoff rankings came out, the first, oh my goodness,
Elimination game.
this game has taken a life of its own.
Well, it may not be the game of the century, as far as 1 versus 2 goes. It is in the eyes of the AP poll. AP poll, it's technically game of the century. But since the rankings have come out, every week going forward, we will go by, the CFP rankings. And these 2 teams, it was 1 versus 2. Not anymore. It's now 2 versus 3. It's number 2 LSU against number 3 Alabama. We're going to go in depth with this. I'm going to bring the Chris Fowler. And I know, MF, you're going to bring the Kirk Herbstreit. Amen?
Amen.
So that's all there is to say on that. And whatever Bullock wants to bring if he comes in. So, but there's another game, MF, that matters as well in the Big Ten. Don't forget Penn State against Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's number 4 versus number 17. Penn State. Major trap game for Penn State. This is the ultimate trap game for Penn State. I mean, and they're on the road. They got to survive this one. They lose this one. Oof. Punch in the gut. That's all there is to say on that. And that's the other game we're going to be going Fowler and Herbie in depth on.
Yep.
So, but there are some other games to watch for. Baylor against TCU, Kansas State against Texas, Wake Forest against Virginia Tech. We got Iowa against Wisconsin, Missouri against Georgia, Clemson against NC State, Notre Dame against Duke, Iowa State against Oklahoma, and that's pretty much the story. But don't forget, like MF said, the double main event. Penn State, Minnesota jumps it at a high noon, but the game, which will essentially be like an unofficial playoff game, LSU and Alabama. Winner takes a giant leap forward. The other, well, we need help. So one team's going to get that ultimate step, MF, but the other, the loser of the game, well, they're basically going to be asking for a lot of help. So you don't want to miss this. 10:30 tomorrow night, College Football Thursday. MF, you be the Herbie to my Fowler. Let's wrap it up.
All right, and we will. So thank you so much for as always, guys, like the video, leave a comment at the bottom, share with all your friends on all social media platforms. We will see you guys tomorrow night on Anthony's channel, on the Tone 25, on YouTube.com and StreamYard for what is undoubtedly going to be an incredible College Football Thursday for all of us here, Huds and Hand Pounds, and we are out.